Hello, it's Marika Lake here. In today's video, I am going to give you a review of the latest unit study that we have used from Gather Round Homeschool and show you all of the extra stuff that we added in while we were using this curriculum. Now, I have done a flip through of this space unit study. So if you would like to have a look inside at what the teacher's guide looks like and what the student notebooks look like, I will throw a card up the top here and put a link in the description box down below to that video so that you can go and have a look inside the curriculum for yourself. Now, we loved this unit study. My children really enjoy learning about space. We actually learnt about space, did a mini unit study in the first year that we were doing homeschool. And so I asked the children if they wanted to study space again or move on to another subject. And they all wanted to do the space unit study because they actually really love learning about space. It really interests them. And so we chose to do the space unit study again, even though we'd only done it a few years ago. And we have really enjoyed this unit study. The teacher's guide is full of great information, so my children did enjoy listening to the read aloud portion, and the activities were really great, and my children were able to complete them really quickly this time. The last unit study that we did was the Asia unit study, and it took us a little bit longer, and maybe it's just that we're settled into this new routine of this new curriculum, but they were actually able to complete the activities in their notebooks really quickly, and so that was great. So I was able to add in extra information and extra activities for them to do as well. Now, the reason why I love Gather Round Homeschool is that I can do a unit study with all of my children. So I have a high schooler who's in grade 7, I have a 3rd grader, I have a 1st grader, and I have a kindergartner. And this curriculum is so great because we can all do it together, all study the same thing together. So we're all doing the read aloud together, watching any extra videos that we watch together, and then they work on their individual notebooks that are at their individual levels. So for me, who's got a large multiple children that I'm homeschooling at all different ages, I just find it so much easier and cohesive to be doing a unit study that we can all use together. And so that's why I really love Gather Round. It suits our family really well. And also my children really love it. There's no complaining. They love the activities. They complete them, really quickly. And so we're really enjoying it. So the space unit study was excellent. Now, we did add some extra things into the unit study when we were using it. Now, with the unit studies, they are all inclusive. So all you have to do is add math to the curriculum. So they don't have math, but they cover all the other subjects. So your language and literacy, geography, history, art, science, Bible, it's all in here. And so you can just pick this up, it's grab and go and just use this. But they do provide extra books if you'd like to do extra reading, and also, external links to videos that you can throw in and things like that. And so what I will do is show you all the extra things that we added into the space unit study. There are so many great resources out there when you are studying space. And so I'm just going to show you the collection of resources that we used. You can see it's quite a big pile here to add in to our space unit study from Gather Round Homeschool. Now I have the teacher's guide, and then obviously the children had their own individual notebooks that went along with that. So I read from the teacher's guide, and then they would have their individual notebooks that they would do all of their daily work in. Now, in the guide, they have recommended book reading lists for each of the grades, and they're optional extras. And so we did choose some books from the list that was in the guide. And so these are the books that we chose. We chose to read Who Was Neil Armstrong, and we used this as a read aloud for all the children. We love the Who Was series, and so we just really enjoy reading these, and also watching. There's a series on Netflix as well, which is just one season. But we use this as a read aloud, and that was really great. I got this one for my son who's in grade 7, who's nearly 13, The Case for Christ. It is the student edition. And this is something that he read himself, so it wasn't a read aloud. He was reading it as a part of his Bible curriculum. I usually add in a Bible curriculum with my unit studies, and this was the one that my oldest son was doing during this unit study. And this was really good. He really liked that. And then I usually choose a book as well for the children to read on their own, a novel. And this was the book that I chose for, again, my son who's in grade 7, A Wrinkle in Time. And he hasn't quite finished that yet, but he's really enjoying it. And then when he has finished reading the book, we'll all watch the movie together as well. A part of the activities that they suggest that you can do while you're doing the unit studies, make some paper mache like planets to make the solar system that you can hang up in your homeschool room. But we chose not to do that, and I just chose to do this one instead. Just wanted something a bit easier and low key than dealing with the paper mache, just my personal preference. So I just purchased one of these make your own solar system kits. I can't even remember where I got it from, somewhere online. But if you look it up, you'll be able to find lots of different stockists of this same kind of product. And I just bought one, and we just made it together. They all had a go at painting the planets and assembling it. And then planets do actually orbit the sun. And so they really enjoyed that. And it's just a great resource then for us to have in our homeschool room now. Now, these stack of things are all the books that we have in our homeschool library that we used last time. And I also used this last time that we studied space as well. This pack is great. I think I got it from, what does it say? bravegrownhome.com, and I will leave a link in the description box down below for these resources because these are really great. They are cards and little posters that I purchased as a PDF and then printed out myself and laminated. So we just have all the planet cards here. These are really great. You can use these for all different kinds of activities, putting them in order of the sun, learning the names of the planets. My kindergartner used these a lot, so they were really great. And so beautiful illustrations, and I have just laminated them so that they last. So we used those a lot. And then they also came with these really great posters that we would often reference when we were painting the planets in the Gather Round curriculum, and I would pop these up on the wall to display as well, and my kindergartner really enjoyed looking at these as well. Also has phases of the moon, which is really helpful. And then it comes with these as well. I won't take those out, but they are 3-part cards. So they have the cards that I showed you, then just the planet, and then the names. And so you can match the names to the planets to learn them. It also comes with this pack of information cards. And then these are 3-part cards for phases of the moon, and then information cards about the phases of the moon as well. And so that was a really great set that we purchased and have used several times. We absolutely love books here in the Lake House Homeschool, and we're building up quite a collection. These books are always sitting on our shelf for the children to read, and they read them all the time. But when we were doing our space unit study, I actually pulled them off the shelf and displayed them in our homeschool space, and so they would reach and grab for them more often. And so I've got books for all ages, as I have grade 7 down to kindergarten. So we love Usborne books. So I have the Usborne Look Inside Space books. I have done a flip through of this. I'll leave a card for you if you'd like to have a look. But that's really great for my younger children. So that's Look Inside Space. It's a lift the flap book. I have 100 Things to Know About Space. My older son read and enjoyed this. And this book is just, I picked it up from Kmart Australia, I think, and that is an Usborne book as well, so that's really great. This one we purchased new this year. It's Planetarium, and it's actually the junior edition. You've probably seen lots of homeschoolers using the Welcome to the Museum series of books. This is the first one that we have, and it's really great. It is the junior edition, so it's not as large as those other ones that you have seen. And the junior edition it's laid out exactly the same with the same images. The text in here is just more children friendly, and so that is a really great book. I've done a flick through of this one as well on my channel. Then we have this, which is just again from Kmart Australia, Incredible But True Space. My older son, this book is for him, so he enjoys reading that one. And then the last one we have here is another Usborne book, The Big Book of Stars and Planets. I believe I got this one from Kmart Australia as well. And this is just a really big book, lifts it out, which is really, really great. I love having books that show the planets, what they look like, helps us with not only our understanding, but when it comes to our artwork and our drawing and things like that. So that's another really great book. I also have this shelf in my homeschool room that my kindergartner uses, and we have a space theme that's going on here. The activities and the books and things on this shelf has really helped to keep my kindergartner entertained while we are doing our schoolwork, and also involve him in on the unit study that we are using as well. So across the top, we just have some books that he can get down and have a look at. And we've just got a little space puzzle here. We've got a globe, and this is our little solar system model that we made that is sitting on there as well. On the second shelf here, we have this little poster displayed, and he really liked to grab that down and have a look. And then I've just got a couple of space-themed little activities here as well. So we just have this little chalkboard and a little container with a duster and some chalk and our little solar system cards. And he can take this down and have a go at drawing the planets on the chalkboard, or even writing their names. That's really just a finger strength activity for him to do, getting him writing, and it's creative, and he enjoys that as well. This is just a fun activity here. He can pull the tray down and work with it on the floor. I've just laminated this moon game, and again, I will leave the link in the description box down below for any of these things if you would like to check them out yourself. So all I do is I grab this and a whiteboard marker, and I will put letters of the alphabet onto the moon craters or numbers. And he has a little bowl here with numbers and alphabet letters, and he just simply has to match them onto the moon craters. And then down here we've just got, Play-Doh, magnets, puzzles, things like that. But we've got this other really great fun activity that he really loves to do. What I've got here is another laminated moon sheet and whiteboard markers. So he can grab the whiteboard markers and he can draw pictures on the moon. And then I just have these cards here as little examples of things that he might find on the moon. So there might be a flag on the moon from the first moon landing. And then that's what the surface of the moon looks like. So he might draw some footprints or some more craters. What else have we got here? We've got an astronaut who's landed on the moon, so he can have a go at drawing a astronaut. There's Mr. Armstrong. And the last one is a moon rover. So I will link these cards that I found. I just found them free online, and I printed them off just as some inspiration for his drawing that he might like to do on the moon. And then down the bottom, we just have more activities that he can get out. This is Light Bright. We've got some construction here, so he can make moon buggies. And then we have kinetic sand as well, which you can do all sorts of fun space-related things with kinetic sand too. So I just found that this was super helpful for especially for my 2 younger kiddos, for them to be inspired about the space topic and be involved in this unit study as well. I hope you enjoyed my video today. If you would like to see more of flip throughs or reviews of the Gather Round curriculum that I have done, I will pop a link in the description box down below to my Gather Round Homeschool playlist. And so you can go and check out the other unit studies that we've done, have a look inside and have a look at the reviews that I have done. I also have plenty of other homeschool videos. I also do book reviews and family vlogs as well, so make sure you check those out. Thank you so much for watching today. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments box down below. And I will see you next time. Bye.